Looking for more exclusive Canadian recruiting content? Become a CFC Insider Gold, Silver, or Platinum member today for exclusive access to rankings, analysis, and news from across the country.
Pay attention, because the players you'll see on this football field will next be starring in U Sports, the NCAA, and maybe, hopefully, the CFL.
Welcome to the CFC Prospect Game Roundup, featuring interviews with the top prospects who had the chance to play on TSN in front of a national audience. We're here today with CFC 100 center Cameron Friesen from Bethlehem Catholic High School in Saskatchewan. How are things going today, Cameron?
They're going great, Scott.
That's good. Great to have you on the podcast. And before we dive into the CFC Prospect Game itself, tell me a little bit about how this past season went at Bethlehem Catholic High School.
We had a pretty successful season at Bethlehem compared to past years. We made it to the Division I playoffs, which they're the best playoffs in Saskatoon here. And it's been a while since we've done that. We probably had the most prolific offense we've had at Bethlehem in years.
We'll move on to the Prospect Game now. What were some of your favorite memories from the CFC Prospect Game on TSN?
My favorite memory by far was, I remember one play, I was fullback and I pulled and I saw a defensive end just staring right at me like a deer in the headlights. I just rammed him, and afterwards in the game, I saw they had highlighted me on that play, and it just felt so amazing, highlighted on TSN.
That is very cool. During this process, was there anything specific that you learned from the coaches or one of your teammates, whether on the field or just life advice in general?
I felt like I learned so much, not only about football, but about just life in general and how to move forward after football, in football, just everywhere on and off the field.
What was it like working with CFL legend head coaches like Matt Dunnigan and Henry Burris?
It was an awesome experience. You know, words can't describe how it felt to be basically beside two CFL legends and two people you see on TV almost every day here in Canada.
And obviously a big part of the CFL is the iconic Grey Cup, and they had the newly modeled Grey Cup at the CFC Prospect Game on TSN. What was it like getting a chance to see that?
It was awesome. I've actually never seen the Grey Cup before, in person at least, and I don't know, it was an amazing piece of artwork that it was just beautiful.
After you had a chance to watch the broadcast itself, what was the best thing about playing on TSN, and how did your family react?
The best thing about playing on TSN was just seeing my family and parents react and seeing, you know, all this stuff. And the best part was actually watching it yourself, just saying, wow, I was on national television, or wow, Mom, Dad, look, I'm on TV. The thing I'll particularly remember is on that play where they did highlight me, I saw just after, you know, the game had been broadcasted, that my phone was lighting up and there was all these friends saying, tagging me on their Instagram stories or Snapchat stories saying, look, it's at Cameron Friesen, just made a huge block. And that was just the most amazing feeling in the world.
Yeah, that's really cool. Speaking of friends, if one of your friends had a chance at participating in this or other CFC Prospect Games or any other CFC event, what would you tell them about the experience?
I'd tell them there's nothing quite like it. To be presented on national television for a skill that you have, a special skill, because you're one of the best in Canada, it just feels amazing. So if you have the time and the money and you're willing to do this, that you should definitely give it a shot, because it is just a wonderful experience that you could never replicate.
Well, listen, Cameron, thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast, and we wish you the very best of luck throughout the rest of your off-season.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks very much to Cameron Friesen for joining us on the podcast today. And remember, head over to CanadaFootballChat.com to listen to the rest of the CFC Prospect Game podcasts, and you can catch up on the latest recruiting news, rankings, and analysis.